an archaeologist suddenly finds during his expedition, a 100-year-old cowboy in a cave. But strangely, no matter how he calls, the cowboy doesn't move. He instantly feels something's wrong. To figure out what's happening, he slowly walks into the cave to check, but after a few steps, he's blocked by a transparent barrier. Moisture? As an archaeologist, he's instantly interested. He steps over the barrier without hesitation. But as he slowly approaches the cowboy suddenly moves. Before the professor can react, the cowboy disappears around the cave corner. Even weirder, the cave entrance behind him starts flickering non-stop, like day and night switching rapidly. While he's confused, an unknown creature's roar suddenly echoes in the cave. He immediately realizes danger. He hurries out of the weird cave, but he's shocked when he exits. It's already dark, but he clearly remembers he was only in the cave for a few minutes. Even scarier, the car he parked at the entrance is now old and broken, like it's been abandoned for years. At first, he thinks it's not his car, but when he sees his work ID hanging inside, he realizes time has actually jumped to years later. A strange sound comes from nearby. The professor gets out to check right away. Unexpectedly, he finds another abandoned car nearby, but when he sees a yellow school bag, a bad feeling hits him. Because the bag belongs to his student. Obviously, his students have also entered this strange cave, and that's exactly what happened. The moment the professor stepped over the transparent barrier, 2 days passed outside. His students at the foot of the mountain waited for him in vain, so they went up to look for him. When they reached the mountain, they saw his car, but not him. They thought he might have gone into the cave to explore, so they went in to find him. Only David stayed at the entrance to keep watch. That way, David could call the police if something happened inside. The others climbed down to the cave bottom with a rope. Halfway down, they also felt the transparent barrier. At first, they paid no attention, just like the professor. But after passing through to the bottom, they also heard the unknown creature's roar. They were scared out of their wits. They wanted to leave the cave immediately. But just as they prepared to go back, the rope above suddenly broke. They thought David outside was playing a prank. Little did they know, they'd only been in the cave for over 10 minutes, but years had passed outside. The rope broke because it aged from wind and sun. Unable to go back the same way, they had to find another exit. But after a few steps, they found David's body. It wasn't until they picked up the camera on David that they realized how serious the situation was. Turns out, David waited at the entrance for over a month. Seeing they never climbed back up, David went into the cave to find them. But just as he prepared to climb down, he lost his grip and fell to his death. They couldn't believe their eyes when they saw this. To test their guess, Lisa, who's good at climbing, decided to take a risk. She started climbing to the entrance with her hands. Luckily, she had rich climbing experience. She soon climbed out of the cave along the cliff, but the next second, she was shocked by the scene before her. The once green mountain had become a barren hill. She didn't know yet. They'd only been in the cave for over 30 minutes, but centuries had passed in the outside world. While Lisa was panicking, she suddenly saw an unidentified flying. And the moon looks much bigger. She's so scared she climbs back into the cave quickly. The others in the cave are confused to see her return, because Lisa only climbed up 2 seconds ago. Why is she back so suddenly? But Lisa says she stayed up there for a long time. No one believes her. Lisa has to take out the recorder. It's not until they see the video that they realize Lisa is telling the truth. Time in the cave is different from outside. In just 20 minutes, 100 years passed outside. When they see David fall into the cave, a mysterious person appears on the recorder. He attacks David right away. They realize they can't stay here. They decide to leave this weird place quickly. Then Lisa climbs toward the entrance without hesitation. She plans to find tools nearby to rescue the others. But before she climbs halfway, a high-tech ladder drops down. Be careful. What's this? Then a mysterious man named John climbs down. Before John can react, a wild man attacks him from behind. During this time, Jack hurries to escape with the others. But soon they realize they've wandered into the wild men's territory. To protect the others, Jack tells them to leave first. He stays to hold them off, but he's no match for 3 wild men. Soon he's killed by the wild men with stones. Seeing Jack doesn't catch up for minutes, Lisa turns back to check. She finds Jack lying on the ground, lifeless. While she's grieving, John walks over slowly, but he doesn't attack Lisa. Instead, he walks toward a nearby pool. Then he drags Jack into the pool. But just then, several wild men show up. Luckily, John suddenly protects both of them. He decides to fight the wild men alone. But while John is fighting them, the dead Jack comes back to life from the spring they never expected. The legendary Fountain of Youth is in this weird cave.